What's up? I'm back, and today we're gonna be doing a little of an opinion video. And this is gonna be should Junior Motorsports, JR Motorsports, move from start an Xfinity program and keep their Xfinity program, and also start a truck program or a Cup Series program. This could be a little bit of a longer video. I'm sorry it's really long, but there might be a little bit of stats and that stuff to go over that I feel needed. Let me just look up Junior Motorsports so that I can give you the correct stats. We don't want to have completely wrong stats, in a video like this. So, first, okay, I don't think that they're going to be willing, at least at this moment. Well, first of all, it's owned by Dale Earnhardt Jr., one of the most popular drivers in NASCAR history. But also, Junior Motorsports, in their Xfinity program, this is the reason why Rick Hendrick does not have a Xfinity program anymore, is the Junior Motorsports Xfinity program is heavily funded. Well, not heavily, I don't know exactly how much money, but I know most likely a lot of money coming from Hendrick funding that team. It's kind of like the affiliate of them. Rick Hendrick doesn't have the Xfinity program, so he mainly pulls from the JR Motorsports. Just look at guys like Chase Elliott, William Byron, Alex Bowman. I think Bowman wasn't in their Xfinity program. I think, in the JR Motorsports, I think he was Hendrick. But Bowman, not Bowman, sorry, I'm tired right now. But Elliott and guess who? Mr. William Byron in that 24 car were all were both very, very good. Very good, guys in the Junior Motorsports program. In fact, I think they both actually drove the 9 car. It only took Byron a year in that 9 car. I think it took Elliott a little bit more time. As you can see, with Elliott, that little bit more time has turned into a lot more success. I believe that Byron is still for his first win, so it's not all about how much time how fast you can get up in the talent. It's kind of the development kind of time you have in the car. So, okay, so let's look up. Okay, so right now, Junior Motorsports runs in 2 series. They run the number 8 and the number 88 in the Whelen All-American Series. The 88 is currently by Josh Berry, and the number 8 is Connor Mozek. I'm sorry if I butchered that name, but I haven't heard that they're pretty good or if they're pretty bad. I don't really pay attention to the Whelen not much. So, but the Xfinity Series, this is the big one. This is where they have most of their success, I believe. Most of it. They may have a little bit of success in the Whelen, but okay. So they run the number 1, the number 7, the number 8, and the number 9 cars. The number 9 is Noah Gragson. The number 8 is split between 3 part-time drivers this year, and that's Jeb Burton, Daniel Hemrick, and Earnhardt Jr. himself. And then they run the 7, which is just an all-guy. I believe he's 33. He's definitely that veteran presence of the Junior Motorsports stable. And then Michael Annett, I believe he has veteran status, but he's number 1 is fucking Annett, and he is I believe he has veteran status, but he's not as old. I think he's maybe in his late 20s. So he's still up there in the rankings of seniority and experience, but Hemrick, I guess number 8 could be a veteran status too, depending on who's driving it. If it's Earnhardt or Burton, I believe it's veteran status. If it's Hemrick, he's relatively new. He just won Rookie of the Year last year in the Cup Series, so he's relatively new to the sport of the Xfinity. Well, not the sport, but of the Xfinity and the Cup Series kind of driving. But Gragson, he's definitely lower on that totem pole. He's definitely towards the bottom. But he has a lot of talent. He could definitely be something in the Cup Series if he keeps on developing, keeps on trying to get better. Definitely, no doubts in my mind that he could be something. He could definitely be the next Chase Elliott kind of guy. So yeah, they run only 2 series, and they are based in Mooresville, North Carolina. Their owners are Rick Hendrick, he has a little bit, Kelly Earnhardt Miller, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Those are the owners. And the sponsors, I'm not going to go over these. If you want, you can look them up. They're in the Wikipedia, they're pretty much anywhere. But they opened in 2005. That's pretty good. Junior Motorsports has definitely been around a little bit long, like for a little bit of time to like get their gear and, you know, get their asses in gear. So, yeah, and okay, so their debut in the Xfinity Series, and they're still going, by the way, to current. This is to current. Was in the Homestead, the 2005 Ford 300 at Homestead, and they've actually done a Camping World Series race. I believe that they haven't had that many. They've completed 33 Truck Series, 1,217 Xfinity races. So, yeah, that's cool. They don't have any stats for the Wheelan shit, but in the Camping World Series, they made their debut in the 2015 Kroger 250 at Martinsville. Okay, that's pretty good. But like, should they go full time in the Truck Series? That's what I'm going to tackle first. Should they go full time? Okay, the trucks, they're a lot different driving. This is from what I hear. I've never driven a real stock car or a real truck, so I cannot make the distinction if they're harder to drive. But from what I hear, they are a lot harder to drive, and that would mean like they would have to have drivers like basically. They would have drivers struggle first. Well, any kind of driver struggles first in a new series. I believe that that's kind of just the learning curve part of, you know, developing yourself and becoming better. But this is the thing. Trucks, they drive completely different. It's actually this way in NASCAR Heat 4, and I believe it's maybe going to be like this. I haven't played it in NASCAR Heat 5. I played NASCAR Heat 4 about 5, being it's not out right now. It'll be out on July, I believe, what, give me a second. July something, I think. Give me a second here. It will be released on July 10th. And right now you can pre-order it on Amazon and GameStop, I believe. Not sponsored, just saying. If you like NASCAR, you might want to get a video game. That is definitely the way to go, because that's the only game out there that's NASCAR. You know? Okay, so, I think that they maybe could, like, do a few more races. Maybe they could go part-time, maybe they shouldn't. But they would have to find drivers to go full-time. They can't just go with their, like, Xfinity Series guys, because the Truck Series is really very rarely, well, a lot of the time they may be, but a lot of the time also they're not at the same tracks, so it's going to be harder on the drivers if they go from the Xfinity to the Truck, if they go like Truck Series and then they have to like fly across the country or something to the Xfinity Series. So that could be hard on the drivers, so they would need to hire different drivers to drive like the trucks, and they would need to literally just basically just hope for the best with these new drivers and like try to develop them, just and kind of like starting from scratch almost kind of thing. So yeah, there's that. So I think that if they wanted to, they could do it, but it's going to take a lot more money because, well, also you're going to have to like have a whole new part of the shop just for the trucks. You're going to have to pay a lot more staff and pit crew for the trucks, and you're going to have to like basically just like have a completely like multiplied like ×2 kind of thing with the trucks. So that could be a problem if they don't have the funding to do it. I believe that they might have the funding, being they've had a decent amount of races under the belt in the Truck Series, but they also have Rick Hendrick, one of the most successful car owners in the history of NASCAR. They, I believe, are approaching the 200 wins, or maybe they're already at, but I'm not completely sure, to be honest, how many races they've won, but I believe that they're getting up there. the races they won. So yeah, they definitely could. And now let's tackle the one that you're probably here for. The Cup Series. Should they expand? Well, here's why they cannot expand. I'm gonna say no for right now, unless they have enough money to just throw Rick Hendricks and like have him pull his funding and just completely be able to survive on their own and compete. Because NASCAR has this, which I don't agree with this rule. I think this rule needs to go fast. The 4-car rule. Basically, a team can only have 4 cars in each series. That's why Gibbs has like 4 cars and in both the Xfinity and Truck Series. So it's not 4 cars across the board. It's like 4 cars on each series. So you can only have that. And if you're like giving money, you're technically an owner of that team, then that kind of counts as part of your cars, right? And Hendrick, it already has 4 cars. So Rick Hendrick would need to pull his funding, and that could like make a serious dent in the abilities to compete of the JR Motorsports guys. Not only in the Cup Series, but in the Xfinity Series. I believe that'll make a giant dent and take them from a contender to maybe mid-race at best kind of guys. Like, it's not all about the driver's talent. Yes, driver's talent does have a lot of shit in it. However, also having a good car definitely goes a long way to getting wins and getting top 5s and getting points. So yeah, there's that, and there's this little thing called basically closing your doors. That's how I'm gonna put it. If he doesn't have the money to run, and the sponsors, yeah, they give the money, but that's just for that car. You can build your car, but if you're not getting enough money by like winning and that stuff, and getting points and getting money like coming in, because sponsors they can't be your only source of revenue. So if basically like the merchandise and that stuff, it'll definitely drop if they aren't winning. So like basically, then they will be relying on mostly the sponsor, and you can't do that. You have to rely on multiple sources of income to be able to like win and to be able to like upgrade your cars and keep up with the research and development. So that's why I don't think that JR Motorsports anytime soon will be in the Cup Series. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time.